Hey, you, and welcome back to the podcast. Okay, so I'm totally laughing right now because I just recorded this entire thing on my new podcast mic, and it was off the entire time. So, what I can tell you about this is going to be just a quick little mini episode, and but it's going to be powerful. And I would encourage you to just lean into this, girl, because this is something I shared recently in my private weight loss program, the Seeker's Method. But God impressed it upon my heart this morning that I needed to share it with you. And so I'm going to. So at the time that I'm recording this, it is day one of a new year. It is an exciting, exciting time. At least, for most of us, it's an exciting time because, the calendar changes and then all of a sudden that means something different. But girl, let me just tell you, I am so excited for this year, not because of anything that I have pinned on a vision board or because I have this renewed sense of dedication to my weight loss goals, according to that calendar. No, but because my hope and trust and faith are in what God can do through me if I truly step into doing the hard things required of me. So as you're listening to this episode, I want you to take a look at the screen or at the podcast image. Take a look at it because this is an image from 2017. In 2017, girl, I was overweight. I was escaping all of the hard things in life through my food stories and through, alcohol, and I was desperate. So desperate to change. In 2017, I was just learning to really crucify my flesh so I could stop trusting my feelings, all of the feelings that kept me stuck in those stretchy fat pants. In 2017, I struggled a lot, and then something happened. I have to pause for a quick commercial break, but I can't wait to tell you what happened. I struggled a lot in 2017, and then something happened. I decided to embrace that struggle. Oh, I'm so thankful I did. I am so thankful. I decided that in order to arrive at my destination, my promised land where I knew God wanted me to be, I decided that I had to do the work. I saw that I was literally there, wandering in my own metaphorical weight loss wilderness. True disclosure. And at that time, in that moment of awakening in 2017, I was wandering in my weight loss wilderness, and that's when I realized it was time to snap out of it. But I realized at that moment that it required a decision. I had to decide not only that I was going to stop wandering in the wilderness, but I realized that I had a decision to make. I had to decide every single minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month. I had to keep practicing to decide to consciously be obedient in the spirit. Because let me just tell you, my flesh was strong. And my memory of how food tasted, of flavor, of taste, of fullness, all of it was still fresh in 2017. I failed a lot in 2017, and then I failed a lot in 2018, and again in 2019, and then even in 2020. But as I look back now, I see now how I failed forward. I failed forward as I narrowed my path that I was on. I accepted God's grace. I trusted Him slowly. And at that same slow pace, I stepped out of mediocrity and I started stepping into what God had planned for me, my future, my destiny. My destiny requires that I am strong. And the only way that I could start stepping into becoming stronger was along the narrow path where God could and did strengthen me. So I hope that you might lean into what I'm saying to you today. I hope you might see that my weight loss journey, my journey to weight loss was so hard. It required that I do and that I did hard things, and that I still do every day, that I do these hard things every single day. Even when I didn't want to do the hard things, even when I still wanted to sit on the couch, even when I wanted to eat the pizza, despite knowing that my own pizza was in the oven while my family was enjoying Domino's. Or even when I wanted to celebrate with wine, the way all my girlfriends were doing for my friends' 40th and 50th birthday parties. Or even when I wanted to eat the cake as little Landon was sitting there on my lap enjoying the cake at the birthday parties. Even when I wanted to just wake up skinny as my patience grew and my doubt set in. Or when I wanted to choose the latest and greatest, newer and quicker weight loss program that only required me to work out 60 minutes a day and eat whatever I wanted, or you know what I'm saying. Every day I had to consciously choose God. I chose His narrow path. I received His grace for my human mistakes. I responded to His conviction with action and a commitment to progress in Him over my perfection in my own worldly expectations. You know how it is, me just wanting to progress and how I was becoming perfect in having all of my food prep. You get what I'm saying? Every day I chose God's way. And now, you know what? As I look back, I hardly remember the difficulty. I hardly remember any of it. And yet, girl, I have the results now for the effort that I invested then. So I'm encouraging you to step onto the narrow path, to see that God's way of doing it is an investment in your future, because He knows something you don't know, you can't know. If He showed you how hard this weight loss journey would be, you would give up. So I'm encouraging you. I pray that you'll let God change you in this new year. I pray that you'll embrace doing hard things every single day. I pray that you'll surrender your cravings and your desire for that easy button, and that you'll crucify your flesh every single day, every step along the narrow path. Let God change you. Let Him change you 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 decision at a time, even in weight loss. Hey, before you leave the podcast, real quick, I have a little funny to share with you. All right, so like I told you in this episode, it's New Year's Day. So Happy New Year. But we have a little boy. In fact, we have 3 little kids, and all of them are night owls, and I am not. And my husband likes to pretend that he is, but you know what, Harry, you're not. You're really not.
Not anymore.
So here we are, New Year's Day, and our little boy strikes again, y'all. So if you're new to following me, we have a little boy named Landon, and he is a character. All 3 of our children are characters, but Landon, just takes the cake. Do you agree?
Yes.
So Harry just came into my office after I recorded this episode for you, and he shared this little story, and I thought you might enjoy it. So take us to what happened last night as you went to bed. So we all stayed up till midnight. I don't normally last that long, but the kids are like, Mommy, stay up. And so I did. I had a cup of coffee. I don't know if you knew this, but I had a cup of coffee like around, I don't even know what time. It's a blur. And I was able to stay up till midnight. I can tell just from how I feel this morning relative to how I felt last night that I was a party. I seriously was like a zombie from 9 o'clock on. I was so tired. But as I slept last night, something woke me up at like 4:30 or 5 in the morning, and I didn't know what it was. But now I do, because you just told me. So take us through what happened last night after I went to bed.
All right, so we brought in the new year, and I gave the kids about another half hour, 45 minutes to play, do whatever. I picked up the kitchen, ran the dishwasher.
Thank you for that.
And then I told the girls, all right, it's bedtime. So I went and tucked in the girls. It's probably about 1 o'clock now, 12:30, 1 o'clock. And then I took Landon down to his room, and he said, Daddy, how about some cuddle time? And I usually can't make it past 11 o'clock news anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, he was tugging at my heartstrings. So I laid down, I got him all tucked in. I laid down with him. And that's all she wrote. I woke up at 4:30 to an empty bed, lights on, no Landon. So I'm like, oh. I go upstairs. He's got all his pirates and shark captains and ships
Pirate
strewn out,
ships, yeah.
strewn out across the living room, and it's 4:30 in the morning.
He was wide awake.
He was wide awake, just having a ball.
And right now it's 10 o'clock, so I wonder what time he's even going to wake up. So you put him to bed.
Yeah, I said, collect your things, put them in a bucket, take them downstairs, and it's bedtime this time.
Wow. Was he agreeable to that? Did he seem tired?
No, he was ready to keep going. He was disappointed that I said, why'd you leave me? He said, well, you fell asleep and I couldn't talk to you anymore, so I took my pirates and pirate ships and went upstairs.
Well, Happy New Year, sweetie. You and I are probably going to have a day without children. Should we let them sleep until whenever?
No, because then they'll be up till 4:30 in the morning again.
I don't care. I'm going to bed at midnight. No, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for sharing that with us. Happy
Sure,
New Year.
sure.
Happy New Year.